It's not a
The Get Right podcast.
The podcast is Can't Get Right podcast.
Alright, so we talking about the Diddler, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Puff, whatever you call him, Case, Brother Love, and everything, all this wild madness that's going on. I think they on like day 4 or 5 on this trial. There's been a lot of explosive information and evidence that came out about both of them, Cassie, Diddy, bodyguards, all kinds of wild, crazy stuff. We about to talk about it. Rob, what you think about everything that's going on?
Well, from my understanding, this case is supposed to go for about 8 or 9 weeks, so they're trying to have it wrapped up by the end of about July the 4th. So we got about 7 or 8 more weeks before, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. About 7 more weeks. So we really have to go week by week with what's going on with this case. Right now,
if you said it's gonna be that much time left, what we got?
This is what I'm saying. So what we got so far is a lot. But also, what is he being charged for again?
I can pull it up, but keep talking.
What he's being charged for is racketeering.
It's a RICO sex
trafficking.
Sex trafficking, and then the man law, which you mean like traveling over state lines. You know,
see, I thought that's what trafficking was. But.
Yeah. So no, it's 2 separate things. But when it comes down to that, you know, what he's being charged for.
Really quick, he's being charged with racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. 2 counts of transportation for purposes of prostitution. That's his charges.
Okay. So with that being said, everything that we've heard in the case in the court so far, he's an innocent man. Because the things that he all that's going on right now is they're making him look bad.
Right.
Like I said, it's what we just talked about.
Court of public opinion.
Let's make him look really horrible, and then we'll hang him up on trafficking, even though that the case is what we heard so far has nothing to do with anything that we're charging him for. You know. Oh yeah. So basically, they're trying to get him charged in a court of public opinion. So they use Cassie. She's pregnant right now. So they because see, what a lot of people don't know is I don't think Diddy them knew that she was pregnant. I think when they found out she was pregnant, they tried to get the court date because they asked for the court date to be done as fast as possible because he was in jail. But once they found out she was pregnant, they asked for the court date to be pushed back. And the prosecution was like, nah, let it stand. It's stuff going on in the case that a lot of people don't know about. For as because she's pregnant, Diddy actually asked the defendants asked that she have to come in court early or something like that. So the jurors don't see her pregnant and stuff like that. You know, because that'll sway their opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, she's wilding and she's just like she's a pregnant woman. She's been through this and been through that. Oh man, he's just a dirt bag. You know.
I think he is. I'm gonna be honest. I think he is, because I don't think just this situation is the only thing. And, you know, I don't know if Aubrey or they went up there yet. The girl making the band.
But so far, she don't look like a dirt bag either.
Yeah, she kind of do.
Kinda?
But so this is the thing. Like I said, how I look at it is, I think she was possibly groomed and then end up liking herself, because she said that even oral sex, she said he introduced her to it at like 17, so she wasn't on any of that. So he introduced that to her. And
at what age?
19, 20.
Yeah, maybe 19, 20.
So you saying that the guy that she was with before that, the Ryan Leslie guy, she didn't do all that stuff with him? You honestly believe that?
Well, that's what she said. So
this is what I'm saying. Believe all women.
but even if she was doing that, I know all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I can't say for sure, but there's no way that she just
because this is the crazy part about it, because he looks like a dirtbag, but he also looks like he's the one that was a part of it more so than the person that was actually initiating everything, because they got text. They got text. Well, let me finish my statement. See, people like for you to say that, but they don't like for you to finish it.
I didn't say one
They
word.
don't want to hear the details.
Go ahead.
Because they have.
But don't talk for 15 minutes.
Well, they have where evidence of her literally like setting everything up. They have her actually like with text messages saying, "I can't wait to set up the next one. I can't wait till we do the next freak out." They got where literally point where they saying she's been coerced, but then she's saying like I want to do this. He just like, well, if you comfortable with that, like it seems like he was like more like
so maybe both things.
But check it out. But no, check this out too.
Just let me know when I can go.
When one of the dancer dudes or whatever the little diggy down dudes whatever was being was on the stand, he said that a lot of the stuff that was going on, Diddy wasn't asking. You know, it was her that was asking for the stuff to happen, not him. So I don't, I'm
gonna tell you right now. Him getting another man's semen put on his chest. There's no way she brought that up.
Freaky deaky.
There's no way she brought.
But that's on him. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said I feel like no, she's not completely innocent. I feel like what happened was he probably introduced her to her, and then she began to like it and began to enjoy it with him. So I'm not saying she's just innocent, but
because she began to enjoy it. Does that not so how do you come back and say I enjoyed it for the while, but now look back at it, I don't like it anymore? But my thing is,
just let me know when I can go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like when women like that, and I had the conversation with people already. If women don't like something, they're the only people that can turn around and say, "Oh, I didn't like that, but I like it now." And until someone comes and says, "Oh, that's wild," then all of a sudden it's just like, "Oh, a popular opinion says I shouldn't like this, so I'm gonna throw you under the bus." And I was coerced now, and I was this, and I was that. They can play the victim very easily, but okay, Pito, you can go, cause I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Cause we go all day with me.
So let's call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. Puff has been the villain long before Cassie even came around.
Agreed.
Everybody always had something slick to say about Puff, about how he do his business, how he is as a person. Like even back when Biggie was around, you used to always hear things about how Puff was as a person, as an individual. And when you be in power for that long, and we had this conversation before about being in a position of power, people with money, people with influence, people with all these things, who you are as a person. If you're just a wicked person, that's just gonna come to the forefront more than anything possible. So with somebody having that much money and that much power for that long, and you telling me they don't have some wicked traits, it's hard for me to believe. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but for somebody to just be in that position for so long where he just ruling over people, he doing bad business already, he taking advantage of people, he already bullying and using this villainy to get over on people for his whole life. There's not one person that you could hear that was signed to Puff that's doing good. You look at G-Dep, you look at Loon, you look at all these people, you look at Big, only people that was doing okay was the Locks, and you see the Locks got out and got with Rough Riders. So this man has a history of being fucked up to people and doing all kinds of wild, crazy stuff. And then even if we go on a spiritual level or on an energy level, on a vibrational level, everybody that be signed to Puff do not turn out good. You sit there and saw Day 26 get on there on the camera and cry.
When old boy cried, and yeah,
he literally cried about whatever Puff had him doing. You even go to the Justin Timberlakes, the Ushers. It's like an endless amount of people that've had these experiences with Puff, and you get one little 19-year-old girl that's pretty, that's attractive, that's never been around no money, don't got nobody that's helping her, that help her make these smart decisions. And you see this time after time and time again. So there's no way in the fucking world you could sit here and say Cassie was the initiator and all this. No way in the world.
I didn't say that.
You did? Did he say that?
I did.
No, I didn't.
That's what you did.
No, I
You
didn't.
may not admit to say that, but that's what you said.
I didn't say that.
The aggressor, the initiator.
I didn't say she was aggressive either.
Nigga,
I think what he said is she was the one making the comments.
Look. See, this is the.
that's what you said though.
No. Listen. Because listen to everything you just said. You focus on everything that happened on the past. He not in court for being that. For what you guys are talking about, and this is what I'm saying. Like, it's popular opinion right now, and your popular opinion is what sways and makes him be the bad guy. When I'm looking at what he's in court for right now,
So
does anything they're talking about have to do with anything that he's supposedly supposed to be going to jail for? Right now, if I had to go off of this week, I wouldn't convict him. But from what you guys are saying, like, we don't care what he's in court for. He's a dirtbag, and he needs to go. That's what it sounds like.
Now, what he said, what Pito's saying is, when she said he did this or he put it in the place or groomed her to be the person she is, and you was like, nah, I don't know about that. But then when you see his history, you can't say that he didn't possibly do that to her. And the thing is, now I don't know if you ever watched his old bodyguard, Gene Deal. I've watched him, and I remember Gene Deal said he heard Puff with friends with Danny D. Kane. He said, I would drug all of y'all up. He said, I drug all of them up and pass them around to my friends. That's what he said about them. And he said, like, why would you say that about somebody's kids, these girls? And I'm gonna tell you, like, Cassie might be up there, kind of, because she was there so long and she was dealing with it for so long. But Aubrey, I don't think Aubrey gonna go up there and play with, like, because she said.
Let me go real quick.
Okay. Because she said with him I remember watching the show. She got kicked out of the group for a minute because he said that she was being promiscuous. But she came back and later said the reason why I was really kicked out of the group is because he came on to me.
Of course. Yeah.
And I turned him down, and then he put me on TV and painted me as a promiscuous woman when that's not what happened. And she's been saying this her entire career. And so people said when he came out, he became a nice guy and wanted to turn a new leaf when he became Mr. Dr. Love, whatever his name was. Yeah. He started sending people their masters or their publishing. But in that publishing deal, they said you got to sign what is it?
NDA.
NDA. That means you can never. You could never speak, you saw, and you cannot testify. So a lot of them didn't sign it because they was like, no. So I don't believe maybe what they have said so far, but regardless of whatever the case, maybe she guilty too, both of them. Because if you get somebody to go over state lines doing this stuff, then that's where the
people sell out for money, man.
Let me say this real quick. From what I've heard so far about the Cassie and Puffy situation, first of all, I didn't even know Cassie was going to be a part of this. I thought she got paid out on the settlement.
She did.
So she didn't go to court.
For that, yeah.
So I didn't even know like she was going to be a part of this like that. I don't know how she got turned into a state's witness. I don't know how that played out. So far, a lot of stuff that I heard, he only should get charged for whooping her ass on camera. That's so just being straightforward. Let me finish real quick. That's the only thing that I've heard and saw that I thought he should get charged with. That from the outside looking in. But from behind closed doors or things that I've heard over the years, I'm speaking more into his character, to what I tend to believe because of how much negative stuff I heard about Puff. Not saying that he should go to jail for what he did 20, 30 years ago. I'm not saying that. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I do know it's plenty of people. If everybody in the room is saying you a thief and you're the only one saying it, then you must got a problem. Everybody been accusing Puff of this for so long. He's even had other sexual harassment. He had a chef that accused him of like having his nuts out every time she came in the room. There's some wild stuff like that. Like Puff a wild boy.
Yeah, but we all. What did you say one time? I'm not saying Puff not a dirtbag because I think it seems like I'm saying that he not a dirtbag. What I'm saying is, I don't think he was just the only one in the scenario, and I think she had a whole lot more to do with the stuff, regardless if she got coerced. Because you wouldn't have got coerced for maybe like a year. Y'all were together 10, 11 years, so the last 9 years that you was a savage too. And like, so you got to be like liable to a certain degree. So 9 years of saying that you was a victim.
I feel like between the Puffy and the Tory Lanez situation, I feel like it's a lesson that we all can learn from these situations, especially as men. A lot of times, a lot of things you may be into, things you may try to hide or try to keep behind closed doors, eventually it'll come back to bite you. And a lot of times we got to be on our game where we can't let people knock us off our square like that. Like, I feel like if Tory wasn't in that place at all, not saying that he can't have fun, not saying that he can't party, not saying that he was responsible, not saying any of that. But a lot of times chasing women and chasing these situations can get you in a fucked up spot just by chance, by just situational stuff that's going on. So I feel like as a man, and I'm kind of in that space now, a lot of things that I'm going through, we got to be a little bit more responsible, a little bit more selective, a little bit more on our job to not let these situations knock us off our square. Because I'm sure Tory did a lot to get put in the position he was in. I'm sure he put a lot of time in the studio, a lot of things, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of everything. And the same thing with Puff. I know we talking about the villain version side of Puff, but Puff also put a lot of people on. He made a lot of people millionaires. He did a lot of good things that's out here in these communities. A lot of money was spent, a lot of money was built. It was another black billionaire where we ain't got too many of them. And all this is coming down based off of sex, based off of lust, based off of the desire that he had. So a lot of times, a lot of young men that I'm talking to, including myself and the people sitting next to me, if we could just be a little bit more reserved with our people around us, a little bit more reserved with the lust, a little bit more reserved with the weed and the alcohol, drugs like that, and just stay on your job, a lot of this shit could be avoided, in my opinion. But I just wanted to say that.
All right, fair, cool.
No, I'm serious.
I know.
Yeah.
But that make a lot of sense. So you definitely got to be careful. You got to know, like, I feel like when you're in a position of power, you got a lot of money or whatever the case, you just got to be. In general, though, you need to be careful about what you do, how you move.
There's a certain moral code you just have to live by. You just got to have moral standards, man. And a lot of people got some type of moral. Like the issue is, doggone, you went beyond like the normal moral code of pretty much most people. You know, the general population, general society, and everything like that would not be with free calls. You know, like people can talk all day that they want free calls, but see, the difference is the reason why he's able to make his free calls happen because he had money and power to where you know it didn't even keep people quiet because people knew about the free calls, but what it did was like people like I said, people would easily get with it and be like, you know, okay, yeah, I went to the free call. It is what it is. Until it gets pointed out, yo, that's crazy. Then all of a sudden everyone's like.
But that was like the culture of Hollywood for a while. You hear everybody talk about how that's how Hollywood. You even hear Cat Williams talk about it. Mm-hmm. He went to the party. It was like, is that Obi? He looking in the room.
Yeah, but still though, that all of that is money and power, a certain type of power and money that goes with that. Right. Like I said, like if that wasn't a play in it, a lot of people wouldn't even do it because it wouldn't even make any sense to even take a chance climbing to the top. You have to be literally already at the top to even do that.
Right. What I be wondering is like, how do these people get so rich and wealthy that they just want to try the weirdest? Like, it's not like you just want to try and do the weirdest stuff. That's
why you got to have a moral conscience.
I don't know how. When they said this man, because somebody told me, I was like, I gotta see this.
I got an answer for you too, boy.
When he said that he would want another man's semen rubbed in his chest.
No, baby, no!
That is one of the most diabolical things I've ever heard in my life. And there's no way. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what type of drugs you on. I don't know how much liquor you done had. I don't know how rich you got to be to do this stuff. But that is insane to me.
So I read a lot. Everybody know that. I do a lot of work on myself, and I also pay attention a lot. And they say, and this is about inner work, just so y'all know where I'm going with this. Russell Simmons said, imagine if you are a 14-year-old in the hood, you never had access to steak, lobster, you never had access to financial things, a hot shower, any of this kind of stuff. But you realize that football is a way out. So you start grinding your way in football. You going through like ankle being broke, legs being broke, headaches, you got CTE, all kinds of wild stuff. just to get to a position where you can afford all of these luxuries in life. And then once you finally start getting to the point where you can afford it, and you like, the only thing that's gonna make me happy is once I get this fucking Ferrari. And you busting your ass, but you like literally putting your life on the line to get this Ferrari. And once you finally get there and you finally buy it, you feel exactly the same. Nothing changed. Emotionally, you still, like, damn, I'm not happy. So that's where motherfuckers start going into dibbling and dabbling into power. And then they get an adrenaline rush, some dopamine. Like, yo, go sit on the floor, and then they can do it. Like, damn. You go slap somebody, they don't do nothing. Damn. You get chicks that's wanting you, like, damn, I'm that nigga. So you keep pushing that limit, you keep pushing and pushing and pushing to the point where you letting dudes rub semen on your
Well, I think, I think it is a lot of people don't understand purpose. They're just living. They say, I want to be a millionaire, but they don't understand there's a whole purpose in life. So they'll do everything they can become that millionaire, and you get that millionaire and be like, I don't know where I want to go from here. Because they don't have a purpose in life. And I think that's where they get lost with doing stuff like that. So we're like, okay, I achieved this, and that's all I really wanted. Now I'm here. Like, what else do I have? Because there's so many other things that can grant you satisfaction in life, but you have to be purposeful about it and everything like that. And
even Will Smith talked about it. Will Smith talked about rock bottom and clip top. Like, once you get to the top and you didn't board everything, you didn't had every sexual adventure, you didn't been everywhere, it's still the same place of like, if you're not internally happy, nothing's gonna make you there. Nothing's gonna make you happy if you don't know your purpose, if you don't know what you're trying to do.
But even Dave Chappelle said, like, once you get a certain amount of money,
you can afford
it's minuscule between like what a billionaire can touch and what someone that has $5 million. It's all the same. You can't touch nothing that I can't touch. You know what I'm saying? So like,
we be in the same
so to say that money is happiness at this point is not, like, and I talk to people a lot about what happiness really is, because I be like, yo, people like, well, I want to be a millionaire and I want this right here, and I be like, okay, it's fine. So what about when you get this money and you get hit with scenario money can't fix? Because you want to be a millionaire, you want to have all this money, because in your mind, money fixes everything. People got to get that out of their mind. Money don't fix everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get all this money, but then your wife or your mother or father catches cancer that's something incurable, and then you have to sit there and you have to watch them, and all you can do is take care of them to the day. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're looking at all this money I have, and I can't even fix their problem. I can probably ease their pain a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So people got to look more beyond the money and stop focusing on, I got to get this, I got to get, and focus more on people and purpose. You know? And I think that's what it is. Like another reason why Puff could throw people away the way he do is because he has no purpose. He's just doing it. He found an easy way to get money. It worked for him, but he couldn't find out his purpose and all of that, and he took advantage of it, of his power with it that came with it. So I'm listening.
No, I was gonna say, like, hearing that come from you is funny. About the money, how much you be going after it. But yeah, not in a bad way.
Yeah, and the reason why that's my mental is, I like to get money.
Right.
But the difference with me is I understand purpose also.
Right.
And I go and get money, but I also enjoy life too.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna put the money over,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, over my family and life and stuff like that. Like, sometimes I feel like when I'm going too hard for the money, I got to scale back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll scale back and be like, hey, look, now we got to go on vacation. We got to go do something. I got to spend time with family and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Chuck, what you about to say?
I feel like with me, if I wanted to be like, it's one thing. It's more so about help.
What you mean?
Like helping family, or trying to put people in better situations. That's one of the things I always think about. It's not necessarily for me. Of course, I would enjoy it, but it's more so about because some people need help, some people, and to be able to help people, to me, That's a big deal. Like I said, because one thing about me, I feel like family and friends is like one of the most important things, because you could not have nothing, and you know.
So wouldn't that go along? Wait, one second. Wouldn't that go along with the lines of being purposeful?
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why we are here. To be honest, Chuck got the story about me with the car with you. I got the story about you with the car with me. That's literally the whole reason why we became cool, because we was looking out for each other. Being honest.
Yeah.
But I got a question though. Do y'all have any sympathy for Cassie's husband?
Kinda. I kind of do, but in the way I do it, in the way I don't, because I'm sure he was involved possibly in some of these freak-offs. Not necessarily initially with them, but if they saying these things happen with groups, he was the trainer or whatever. Some of his semen might have been on this nigga's chest. It's a possibility.
The same thing.
So I'm like, I don't know. And I'm wondering, when he be walking out of the court, is it like, oh, is this time when he just hearing some stuff he didn't know about? Because I'm wondering if she have told him some of this stuff.
I think he knew some of the stuff, but he didn't know everything. I think he in court like, I knew about the freak off, but I didn't know. I didn't know you were getting ran through for 72 to 4 days. 4 days straight.
You had to take
all types
time
of,
to just
on top of that, you literally put about the biggest of dicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just getting ran through.
I didn't know. See, I didn't even know. Like, I don't know. She said like, I don't even know how you do that. Like, and I don't care what you like. That's wild.
Nah, it is.
That's wild.
And then he got to be careful too, though, because this could be just a trauma bond. Like, she could just love you just because she was there in this moment.
Yeah.
Or it could be a finesse at this point.
What you mean? A finesse for who?
Him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cause like,
the money.
She 30. Right. She 30. Then at this point, 20 from him.
But the thing is, though, he was there before that came in.
Yeah.
You had like knowing that she was with Puff. You had to know some of this stuff.
But the money was there then too.
But that's
Cause she was cheating on Puff with him, so he'll still reaping the benefits then. And I'm thinking she left when she left Puff. She left with some type of residual money. Still, I think she had some type of residual money saved up from it, and you know.
I mean, clearly she wasn't messed up because they still was in contact. Because if he's still hitting when they together and married and all that, then I think Puff the type where he'll give you some bread easily.
Yeah.
Like, if you need some money, I give it to you.
Yeah.
But if you ain't gonna listen, then we got a problem.
I believe even after everything, she was kept to a certain degree.
What you mean? Oh, financially,
yeah. She should definitely kept to a certain degree.
500,000 a lot to me, but I guess to them it's not. But they say he worth 500,000. So I don't know what type of training this is.
Yeah, when they say you worth 500,000, that doesn't necessarily mean you got it. You might just have like a house that's worth 500,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of do, but I feel like he had to know. Because I'm sure she was confined, like, you know, like going to talk to him and tell him that he probably got a couple of these stories. And like you said, trauma bonding, like, oh my God, like, I'm sorry, I could be your friend.
I wouldn't be surprised after this, like, he tried to get the kids. And
that'd be wild, like, bro. And
I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because she's also in court talking about all her mental instability and things like that. And with her having $30 million, he can get out that marriage, get money, get a kid. Cause I don't feel like kids.
What did she say her mental instability was?
Anxiety,
depression, all that stuff that come with that she has
PTSD.
To technically sell to make Puff look bad.
You don't think she?
Oh no, I believe it, but I'm just saying. But if not, but like I said,
she got.
I'm one the way you phrased it.
I'm a person.
I'm sure Diddy like probably traumatized.
Puff.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized
since he been in jail.
I'm the type of person that can look at a situation and look at it from both ends. Right. So that's why I can say the type of stuff that I can say, because I'm not always one-sided. Right. I'm like, let's see this side, let's meet somewhere in the middle.
I'm not gonna lie. Everything they say about Puff, I believe.
Yeah. And everything else everything they say about her, I believe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So we just tied directly to him in the middle.
But see, that's the thing. I've been felt that way about him well before.
Yeah.
Because so many people, like you said, so many people always said this.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a possibility he might get some more charges, brother.
Yeah. Oh well, I like I said, we got 7 more weeks of this.
No, but I don't think they can add charges to this.
No. I don't think they're gonna add no charges, but I think some stuff that's gonna actually bring it on. So this is my thing.
They just started.
I think what's going on with her, I feel it's just to make him look bad. I don't think it really had nothing to do with it. I think this is just building like, yo, this is the demon we dealing with. And then the other stuff gonna come. It's gonna be like, yeah, well, I paid this person. They gonna hang him up on I paid this person, but they're gonna be like, but that first week, all that stuff right there, he's like, nah, yeah,
I think that's what kind of happened. They did with R. Kelly too.
Yeah.
With that documentary, because all the women that was in
R. Kelly should have been in jail though.
All them women, but see, with that documentary, like the fact that he went through that first case and they found him not guilty, that's one thing. But that documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, it was basically just because he was a womanizer. Because all those women was of age.
Well, now this is what I was gonna say. I don't, and this is my thing. I don't think R. Kelly should have went to jail for when he went to jail for what it was. I think for his earlier stuff, I think that he should have got hung up on some of that stuff. This stuff with these grown women they
got him for trafficking as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, come on, man. Like when
I have no defense for R. Kelly because R. Kelly the type dude where he made me believe he did it more than anybody else. They interviewed that man like, so do you like young women or teenagers? He was like, define young. What's young? Nigga, just say no.
He said he like 18-year-olds.
I was just saying, like, when you in trial for that.
Yeah, like, he was supposed to be like, nah.
Like, R. Kelly was on some wild shit, boy. Yeah. He always made me believe he did it more. And I don't even know what R. Kelly was charged with, to be honest.
Trafficking.
I'm about to pull it up. His act charges. But y'all can keep talking.
But, like I said, I feel like it's more charges even after this trial could be brought up. Because if all these people saying that he poisoned him, that's definitely a crime as well. I didn't know you would. But
that's not you got to prove though.
Yeah, but that's why you in trial.
I mean, you can say that he poisoned you, but not saying that you got poisoned. You would have to literally go back to that time and say, yo, like where the doctor, where these reports that say that you got poisoned. It'd be harder. Yeah. You know, I don't think you can just put that out there. You can say, yeah, I can say, yo, Peter poisoned me 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, well, prove it.
I mean, I feel like if anybody got proof, Jamie Foxx probably got proof because his was most recent. But he said as soon as he came out, like that nigga Puff tried to kill me. But you would have to. But they were saying time, place, all of that would have to like you. How did you get poisoned? Did the doctor? What did the doctor's report actually? Right. Because just say it wasn't that he got poisoned, and then because like I said, your doctor's report got to come out now. Right. What were you at and just say he was in the hospital for some like weird type shit? Yo, my booty got blown out or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think he would just come out and say no crazy.
Nah, I don't think so either. But what I'm saying is the burden of proof.
No. I'm talking about. I don't think he would just come out and say that.
Yeah. I don't think so either. But like I said. You still have to like.
You gotta say it though.
That's what I'm saying.
No. That's what he's saying. He said
he was lying or.
Yeah. Which is like he could be telling the truth, but the thing about it is proving that.
Right. They said R. Kelly got charged with child sex abuse, sex trafficking, and racketeering. I don't know what proof they had on him. Like I
feel like some of them parents should have had to do some time too. Cause they sold their kids off to. They should have been trouble like sex trafficking or something like that.
And that's another thing. Like I was having this conversation with my ex the other day about women and like we all have a responsibility in this space. It's not just men. It's not just the courts. It's not just police. Women also serve a responsibility in this. And some women are so hell-bent on the fact that it's just men that's doing it or it's just these people in power that's doing it. There's a lot of women that's trying to get in position and believe their only way they can get there is sleeping to get to a slot. There's certain women that don't give a fuck about that. There's certain women that don't care about your moral code, how you feel, what you think, what you're really into. If they can get what they want to get out of it, they're gonna do what the fuck they gotta do. But if everybody come together and start like, for hypothetically the R. Kelly situation, if this came out and if people was reporting it a long time ago, then a lot of things would happen as far as parents putting their kids in position to try to get on and try to get that money and try to do things like that. Because I'm sure there's plenty of. I've read Jeanette McCartney book. I read Britney Spears book. I read a lot of these kids' books. Even what is it, Kenan and Kel? Which one is the big one? Kenan, the big one. I did read his book, and like when he was talking about in his book how the producers was pushing for him to kiss this girl in Good Burger, which he never kissed a girl before. He was super uncomfortable. Like this shit was weird as hell for him, and how much they was pushing it. So my point is, and what I'm saying is, in Hollywood and music and all these industries, a lot of the parents are pushing their kids to be in these positions, in these predicaments, and then when shit go left, not saying that it is or ain't their fault, but we all bear some responsibility.
Which goes back to moral compass.
Right. And
a lot of these people ain't got no type of morals.
Right.
And they could put their kids through anything, and they're immoral people, and they're sending their kids to immoral people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They selling out for money.
Yep.
Which I feel like a lot of the people that were crying about what happened to them with Diddy was like, you grown, like the B12 or whatever the group that you were talking about, the Day 24 dudes, like, come on, y'all are grown men. But like y'all, like, come on, man.
I think what old boy that cried, he said that they sent him an email basically threatening his life.
So about what?
I don't know. I think they told him.
But this is what I'm saying. Initially, when Puff came at him, whatever you came at with him, yo, I want to have you scratching and scraping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you had an opportunity then to say, sell out for the money and the fame and everything like that, or whatever comes with whatever came with it, or turn it like, nah, buddy, I'm out.
Yeah,
cause a lot of people got the scenario where they said, nah, I ain't with that, and they left. Yeah. So everyone had the opportunity to leave. So don't say, "Oh, I need."
I don't know if he did any of those things. I just know he told him basically. It seemed like he threatened his life, just like old boy Fred. That's from Florida. Right. He said the reason why he left. He said, you know, the way Puff was talking to people, he was like Fred wasn't going for it. And he told and Diddy told him, he's like, bro, I'll buy you a whole neighborhood, and you'll get off in your neighborhood. So he said after that he was done with him. That's why he said he said just because of that one moment, that's why he never really got back into it. Even with Chopper said, you know, the reason why he never sued Puff for what he's over, because he was 16 and he lied about his age and name being on that show. And he was like, yeah, he did some wild stuff, but he said, and he told me, if you keep like bothering me about the money that's supposed to owe you, like, you gonna go to jail because you lied about who you was anyway, like being underage. You wasn't over. But